Hi there, my name is Peter and I will be your commentator for this battle. The key buildings on this map are the sword dojo closest to me, shrine in the middle and the archery dojo next to my enemy. The enemy general deploys his army so he can take both the archery dojo and the shrine. While I deploy my army to take the sword dojo and start to divide my army. It's a bad move because I have a general specialized in leadership. So to make use of those leadership skills, I need to keep my army together and not have units far from my general. This is how I start this battle, and right now I'm going to tell you that I'm going to lose it. So now you can see why I lost this battle before I even started to fight. That Sun Tzu really knew what he was talking about when he said, "Opportunity to secure ourselves against the defeat lies in our own hands, but the opportunity of defeating the enemy is provided by the enemy himself." And now let's just see how exactly did I hand my enemy victory in this battle. First I take all my sword units to this flank and start to go up this hill. I also bring half of my cavalry, while leaving the other half to guard the bowmonks as my only range units. I send the bowmonks forward to harass the enemy at the shrine at their 200 range and use the forest for cover for at least one unit of the bows. My next mistake here is that I do not use the stand and fight mode of the general to boost my bowmonk's reload speed. And that is something a leadership general must never forget to do. I also now add a Naginata warrior monks unit to protect the bows, which is in this case monumentally stupid of me, as the enemy cav is on the far side and I have already left one great guard and one yari cav to do just that. I have allowed the enemy to take the archery dojo and the shrine unopposed, which is another must never do thing in a battle. Now finally all my bowmonks are in position and I start to shoot at the enemy. First his matchlock units. Finally a good move on my part. But the enemy is also a good general and pulls them back out of my bow range. My fire arrows mostly miss and now my bowmonks start to move forward and right into the range of his bow Shigaru. Another bad move on my part. A quick intervention and they are pulled back. And to think all that I was supposed to do was to put them in guard mode. I keep the advance on the hill on my right flank, but a good question would be what exactly was it trying to accomplish? Now my bowmonks continue to shoot his bow and matchlock Shigaru with some extra overkill with fire arrows. Totally unnecessary to do fire arrows on a Shigaru, since they already have very low armor. Now I fire off my whistling arrows to make sure that his matchlocks cannot reload so fast and to reduce the boost his bow Shigaru are getting from the archery dojo. On the right flank my infantry is now getting shot at by the other matchlock unit. My entire movement here is all wrong and I'm just giving him free target practice. His matchlock unit is now too close for comfort and I charge it with my Yari Cav. He gets off one volley, but it's a costly one. In terms of Koku, aka unit cost, I just made a big mistake. But this is all just because I was too busy moving units on the right flank to order my bowmonks to shoot his matchlocks before they got into range. Now I just keep doing the same mistake from the start over and over again, spreading my army farther and farther. I have totally detached my army, bows are at the sword dojo, infantry at the shrine, and my cav is going all the way to the archery dojo. And that is exactly the mistake my enemy is going to exploit now. He moves his cheap lone sword infantry to attack my bows and the units guarding them. As those units are Naginata warrior monks and not damage the Ari cavalry, he's going to win easily. And while he's doing that, I'm doing another insane move and charging my cavalry and my general, who is not melee equipped, and this is going to be a suicide for him. With some bad micro, I even allow my cav to get engaged by Yari Shigaru. Back at the sword dojo, my bow units are going to get charged by the enemy's longswords. This is because I made another mistake during deployment, and it's going to come back and bite me in the ass. And this is because I didn't put my bowmonks into skirmish mode and they will not move back from the advancing enemy. Here I finally engage with my katana samurai. I decide to leave the katana cav and the great guard to their fate and go with my general bodyguards and the other great guard unit into the enemy's middle. At that time my bowmonks are getting routed and my Yari cav and Naginata warrior monks are not equipped to win against lone swords. Even the sword fight is not going my way, as I'm engaging with one unit at a time and getting outnumbered. Even a flanking attack will not do much. My general charges his matchlocks and saves some katanas, while other units of katanas have to hold the enemy's Yari Shigaru and his leftover Great Guard.
Our entire unit has perished, my lord!
And now the enemy manages to outmaneuver me brilliantly, as I charge his katana cav with my Great Guard, but he runs around the shrine and avoids me. My general failed to rout the enemy's matchlocks, which is not surprising at all, since he is skilled in leadership and not in melee, and now he's going to get shot to pieces by that same unit. I charge them again, but I get countercharged by his katana cav, and this will be the end of my general. My Great Guard finally catches up with his katana cav, but now his Great Guard charges me, and this cav fight is now over. You just saw many of my mistakes. Learn from this and try to make sure to avoid them. My units are routed or routing, and this battle is also over.
Our general has been injured, my lord.
That Sun Tzu really knew what he was talking about when he said, "Opportunity to secure ourselves against the defeat lies in our own hands, but the opportunity of defeating the enemy is provided by the enemy himself."